It's not the hair in itself that is important or is special, it's hair. But it's actually what it represents in the black community that's important. I think it's very important to let people understand that. We have hair today, we go bald tomorrow. It's going to happen, when you probably hit 25, we're all slowly going bald. So the importance isn't actually on the hair follicles, but it's what it represents in our communities. It's from the artistic styles that we all do, which, we really enjoy. It's from the barbershop itself where we all commune, is what actually is important when I talk about hair. Because, black barbershops culturally are a space where black people congregate and are themselves. So often I hear black people say that this is the only space that they can be themselves and just relax and have the conversations they want to have. Because I done this documentary, right? It was a documentary on Channel 4. And I remember that I said something where I said, I never realized how uncomfortable I was in life until I actually felt comfortable. And I realized that a lot of the clients have that feeling where we walk around and we're just uncomfortable because we're having to put on a mask, we're having to put on a voice, we're having to be someone else. And then they come into the barbershop and it's like, I can just breathe and be myself. So when we talk about hair, and I say it's so much more than the hair on your head, it's actually what it represents and what it does for us in the community, because in the barbershop is really the only space where you can actually be, one, yourself, and two, is one of the few spaces where someone who sweeps the streets could be sitting next to the heavyweight champion of the world. Because I always say this to people, the difference in, and it's not like which one's better, which one's not, and to be very honest, I think even in black barbershops, this is going to happen as well. But the difference between, let's say, European barbershops, call it white barbershops, and say black barbershops is there hasn't been a class divide yet. So even when I look in my area, it'll be like, okay, if you're working class, you go to that barbershop. For white people, you go to that barbershop. But if you've got a bit more money, or you're like middle class, you go to that barbershop. But in the black community, there is no class divide. So working class, middle class, upper class, whatever class, you all go to the same barbershop. So Anthony Joshua will be sitting next to the person who is sweeping the streets. The judge, the solicitor, the accountant, the postman, the person who works in Sainsbury's, they all are in the same room. And this is one of the few places, probably in the country, where you can have that class mix. And that's why I feel, black hair is important. It's not the hair itself, it's just kind of like it does for the community.